This is Jean-Michel Basquiat, a Brooklyn-born 23-year-old of Haitian Puerto Rican descent whose rapid rise from street graffiti artist to international art figure has been one of the cultural wonders of the 1980s. In 1982, the prolific Basquiat seemed to be in every group show on Expressionism, had solo exhibitions at major galleries in Soho, Zurich, and Los Angeles, and still had the energy to produce this large show at the Fun Gallery in New York's East Village. The Fun Gallery specializes in graffiti art, and Basquiat's exhibition was a special event that demonstrates that he still identifies with his unique artistic roots. Graffiti artists express themselves by quickly drawing words and pictures on public walls, and although he has moved to paint on canvas, Basquiat has maintained a similar spontaneous approach. With little inhibition, the self-taught artist splashes paint, draws, crosses out, and draws again. This work is called Jawbone of an Ass, and it has Basquiat's familiar mix of words, pictures, and abstract brushwork. His crude images, like this carnivorous bird, may seem naive, but they reveal basic truths and are filled with knowing humor. On the upper left, Basquiat has crossed out the words Rodin's thinker and has painted a contemplative black youth in a ghetto hat. In the center is a list of names, mostly from ancient history. In simple block letters, Basquiat has written Alexandria, Hector, and Aristophanes, names which not only connote glories of the past, but also remind us of school and our own enculturation. Some names have been crossed out or deliberately misspelled, and when we read the names, we can almost hear their sound. Basquiat creates concrete poetry, and his art has been reproduced in literary publications like the Paris Review. We asked Basquiat about the words in his paintings. Where do the words come from?
Real-life books, television.
Yeah, and you just skim them and start including...
No, I mean, when I'm working, I hear them, and I just throw them down.
Oh, yeah? Well, I mean, things like Punic Wars, I remember that was in one of your...
Oh, that was from a guidebook on Roman history.
And you had been reading it, and...
Well, it wasn't that long, that actual history part of it. It's like, history of Rome in 5 pages,
Yeah, and so you snatched a few words from it.
Yeah, I didn't snatch them,
They caught your...
They caught my eye, and I took them.
This painting is another mix of loosely connected notations. With words and pictures, Basquiat plays with the basic theme of anatomy and the human body. Showing his street smarts, he has named this painting Da Vinci's Greatest Hits, an allusion to Leonardo's famous anatomy studies at the Royal Library at Windsor Castle. One body part that Basquiat seems especially fond of is the foot, and this painting is filled with disarming, fresh drawings of feet seen from every direction. Basquiat learns about anatomy by studying traditional art, and in the upper right corner there is a reference to the return of the prodigal son and a drawing of the son's leg as he kneels to beg his father's forgiveness. On the left side of the canvas is some abstract brushwork, and below that is a huge leg. The red, blue, and black lines remind us of diagrams on medical charts. The distortions of the foot are especially gross and seem influenced by another childlike artist, Picasso. Below the foot, a man works on a railroad. Hammering spikes is hard work, and it is no wonder this man has a muscular torso. A torso has shoulder blades, ribs, and a spine, as we can see in this carefully labeled anatomical drawing. By focusing on anatomy, Basquiat resurrects a basic mode of art that anyone can relate to. This painting is filled with cleverly drawn pictorial references, and it is funny, smart, expressionistic satire about his interest in anatomy.
I want to do some anatomy stuff.
And
then I went out and bought some books that are about anatomy.
And then you started imitating.
Well, not really imitating, because, But I use them as a source material
Yeah. So why'd you want to do anatomy stuff?
because I felt like it.
Unless you felt like it, or just becoming conscious of your own body?
No, just
Uh,
for more academic references to juxtapose them with what I do normally.
Yeah. And what do you say you do normally? That you're
I guess my first instinct would be to do a head.
Here, on quilted bedding material, painted a bright yellow and tied to a wooden frame, is the expressive face of a black man. Basquiat knows black culture, and this unstretched canvas depicts the black middleweight boxing champion Sugar Ray Robinson, complete with a crown like those used in graffiti signature tags. Graffiti artists draw their images on any surface, and for Basquiat, this has resulted in an inventive attitude towards the traditional stretch canvas. This canvas has become a hotel with 200 rooms, and it is named after 2 Fleabag hotels and a fancy one on Fifth Avenue. This 3-part painting is all about food, and we can again see the playful way Basquiat expresses a basic theme with deceptively simple drawings and words. To the left, he has written swine and poultry, slightly atypical words which seem to imply a double entendre. Since a chicken lays eggs, it's worth dollars, so it is not surprising that this crudely drawn chicken looks frightened. Off to the right is some pork dressed in a top hat and monocle. Basquiat probably copied this picture from a comic book or animated cartoon. The pig may look sophisticated, but he better not forget that he's 100% pure meat, and that means he's worth money. When we visited Basquiat's downtown studio, we talked about the content of one of his recent canvases and gained new insight into the way this amazing young artist fuses far-flung imagery into striking, humorous, expressive paintings.
let's just go through. What's this?
Pluto.
That's,
Based on a drawing that was the first drawing of the moon by Galileo.
and so this is actually an image of the moon there.
And actually, it's an image. Actually, it's actually an image of the moon. No, it's based on a drawing of the moon, but it's an image of Pluto.
Yeah. This looks like an eye.
Yeah. That's the evil eye, the Malocchio.
And below there, what's this down the way?
That's a Roman belt buckle. This says parasites.
Parasites.
Yeah.
And parasites meaning people?
No,
Or
meaning parasites.
meaning parasites. So when you're working on this, this Roman belt buckle, how'd you decide to?
Oh, that's from a drawing. I did at the Metropolitan of a Roman belt buckle that was bronze.
And so you just decided you wanted to put a Roman belt buckle there and went to your drawing?
No, I wanted to put a Roman belt buckle on this painting, right? I had the idea to do it, and then I went all the way to Metropolitan Museum, and I just did the drawing of the buckle, and I came back with it, and I put it right there.
Well, that's kind of a slow process.
I'm a slow person.